I trained Andy Ruiz for Anthony Joshua KO. Upset win, and one key factor helped us make history. Andy Ruiz's monumental upset win over Anthony Joshua will forever hold a place in boxing history. Ruiz was a relative unknown in the boxing world until he was thrust into the biggest opportunity of his life as a short-notice replacement for Jarrell Miller in a unified heavyweight world title clash against Anthony Joshua in June 2019 on AJ's debut. The Mexican came in as an overwhelming underdog given little hope in the fight, but caused one of the biggest upsets in boxing history by dropping Joshua 4 times en route to a famous win in New York's iconic Madison Square Garden. It was a monumental achievement which was regularly compared to Buster Douglas' phenomenal upset off Mike Tyson, and it was masterminded alongside trainer at the time, Manny Robles. Robles, who will work as a coach in the upcoming Team Combat League, has opened up about exactly how he believed 5 years ago that they could rewrite history inside the Mecca of boxing, due to the perfect timing of the call. He said, "It wasn't really at short notice. What people don't know is we were just coming off of a fight with Alexander Dmitrenko in La. So we went through a full camp, and a week later, we had the fight with Anthony Joshua. So we got back into the ring, and the timing was perfect. We fought someone who was very similar to Joshua. A week later, we then got the call for the huge fight against Joshua. So we had like a month in camp, but the hard work was already done as Dmitrenko was very similar to Joshua, a big, strong, and solid guy. The timing couldn't have been more perfect, and we were able to win the heavyweight championships of the world. It was definitely one of the biggest achievements of my career. It was definitely special. So we went through a full camp, and a week later, we had the fight with Anthony Joshua. So we got back into the ring, and the timing was perfect. We fought someone who was very similar to Joshua. A week later, we then got the call for the huge fight against Joshua. So we had like a month in camp, but the hard work was already done as Dmitrenko was very similar to Joshua, a big, strong, and solid guy. The timing couldn't have been more perfect, and we were able to win the heavyweight championships of the world. It was definitely one of the biggest achievements of my career. It was definitely special. Joshua was clearly not at his best, but the Mexican had shown defiance and a serious boxing skill set while carrying out a turgid game plan to capitalize on AJ's weaknesses on the night. Despite the defeat, the Briton was seriously gratuito Ruiz, and his attitude helped earn him an immediate shot at redemption just several months later. Robles, the man who masterminded the win over Joshua, is extremely complimentary of his reaction to this day, and believes he should be used as a role model to the next generation of heavyweight talent. People don't know this, but to this day after that night, I look up to Anthony Joshua, he continued. He is a role model to people around the world, athletes, and people in general. He is someone that kids should inspire to be like. He is such a gentleman outside of the ring. He is so humble. Even in defeat, he is humble enough to keep his head up. In victory, he always gives respect and praise to his opponents, and that says a lot about a person. Ruiz was unable to keep hold of the titles, having admitted he got carried away with celebrations and did not prepare adequately for the rematch in February 2020, which the Briton won on points. Robles has since split with Ruiz, and the pair have not spoken for several years since pulling off the remarkable feat as a seemingly unbreakable team. Since this day, AJ has suffered 2 more defeats to Alexander Usyk but has again responded, putting together a neat win streak under new coach Ben Davison.